I'd have to say I grew into it. I was born on a farm and lived on the farm all of my life, which has been a pretty long span. But my background was totally agricultural. My father before me was a 100% farmer, owned a significant amount of land, so his life was committed to it, and I followed into his steps and replaced him as he grew old and was unable to attend it. So I just grew into agriculture from day one until my final day when I passed it on to my son. So my total life has been involved in agriculture, 100% of the time, all the way. No other employment in my lifetime. And I've been here pretty long years, about 93 of them. Oh my gosh. Following my dad, it would have to be, because I was a real nuisance to him to want to go every time he went. I wanted to go, and my life was pretty well dedicated to it, except for the school hours to go with Daddy. Wherever he was going, whatever we was doing, I was with Daddy. I was a key person in the national Boll Weevil eradication program. I was the guy that was given the responsibility to go to every cotton producing area, or most, not every because I couldn't get to all of them, but most of the major cotton producing areas in the United States. So I played a significant part in getting that program understood by growers and trying to sell the growers in the various areas how much of an advantage it would be if we could get rid of the boll weevil, because it was costing all of us like $50 an acre every year. They had to take a responsibility from what the information I was giving them, to get their neighbors involved, because every one of them had 10 neighbors that needed to be sold on the program in order to get it done. As long as they had been fighting them at that time, even with the best control that they could come up with on the farm, they still had boll weevil. And that sort of led them to believe it was impossible. And the majority of people believed it was impossible. So, you know, it was a hard sell. I was as close to him as any other lay person. And I don't know how that developed, but it just developed over the years. And that was a major part of why I got all the responsibilities everybody else. Everybody knew I could get in touch with Jesse Helms. And they figured that was the only person in many cases. I could call him at home, I could call him at the office, or I could wait outside the toilet door and he'd be getting me. I never asked to get to see him that he didn't respond to me and respond to what I requested. We had an unusual relationship that few people knew about. We just took them as they came, because it was done in different parts of the country and at different times. But we just sit back and did whatever we have to and hope those things that they were doing would work, you know, gradually reduce the population. And it was a gradual process. It wasn't something you did overnight. And because it involved a lot of people who weren't cotton producers, you know, to get the job done. To begin with, it was very difficult to get people to cooperate with what you want to do, but the deeper you got into it, the more responsive the growers were to doing what they were asked to do. And we had to have a lot of confidence of the growers and those people who were doing the technical part of it. And we just done what we were told. In a lot of cases, the farmer didn't know what he was doing, but he did what he was told. And to be gradually reducing.